Hey guys, welcome to Lights On. Through this channel, we will be shedding light on various matters of importance from all over the world. A subject of quite a lot of importance today is the farmer bills which was passed by Rajya Sabha a couple of days before. And the bills have turned out to be extremely controversial. The government says that it is in the best interest of the farmers of the country, and the opposition says that it is an anti-farmer law. A country like India, where more than 60% of the population depend on agriculture for their livelihood, it is quite an important matter. So let's see what this fuss is all about. The alleged bill is not one, but regarding three bills. The first one is the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020. The second one, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020. And the third one, the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. So all these bills are not laws until now. It has been passed by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It needs to get the assent of the President of India to become law. There has been quite a lot of resistance against these bills. First one was the Punjab Assembly passed a resolution against these bills, which means it is against the interest of a particular state because state government has passed a resolution in its assembly against it. Second one is Minister for Food Processing Harsimrat Kaur Badal resigned from Union Cabinet. This means that not only the opposition, but ministers of the Union Cabinet also have concerns regarding the contents of this bill. And third one is a protest happening across India by various farmers groups. This means not just the politicians, but the farmers, real life farmers, have lot of concerns regarding this bill. And finally, all those controversies which happened in Rajya Sabha when this bill was passed through voice votes. And during the time when I am recording this video, still the opposition MPs are staging a protest in front of Parliament, which is rarest of rare things, and it is happening for day and night. So let's look into the controversial points of these bills. I leave it open-ended for you guys to decide whether it is good or bad. First one is the FPTC bill, or the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill 2020. According to the government, this bill is a revolutionary one which protects the interest of farmers very much. It is similar to the liberalization policies adopted throughout the world in the 1990s. So this one tries to create a barrier-free economy so the agriculture products can be transported from one state to another, or within the state, inter as well as intrastate, without any state government interventions or taxes to be paid to them. This has been extremely controversial with state governments having states with. The concern of the state governments is that agriculture is a state subject and the parliament has encroached upon it. States have their own APMC laws. Guys, this APMC is an important topic here. It means Agricultural Produce Marketing Committee. The Parliament had passed an Agricultural Produce Marketing Committee Act in 2003, and there are various APMC laws in various state governments across the country. And according to APMC, any agricultural products has to be sold only at notified markets, which are called as mandis. That means the APMC will notify certain markets as mandis, and the farmer has to take his products there and sell it there. Under this, the farmers have to sell it at the mandis to an intermediary and not directly to a retailer or an agricultural firm or any corporates. He has to sell it to an intermediary, and the intermediary will purchase it and in turn sell it to the retailer or corporate and get the profit. So the government was trying to take down this precise middleman, which is a great controversy, because when you hear about middleman you think that it exploits farmers, but the situation is a little different here. The intermediary to which the farmer sells his product in mandi is not just a random man. He's a licensed intermediary and he just doesn't buy the thing off. Here the middleman buys it through an auction, which means the highest bidder gets the farm product. So APMC assured that the farmer received fair price for his products. So you may have a fair question here. If the middleman is removed and if the farmer is allowed to sell his product directly to the retailer and corporates, wouldn't the farmer get the profit which the intermediary gets? Practically, that's a very different story, because farmers now have to deal with the negotiations of a corporate, an agricultural firm, and not just a random buyer, not just a small retailer alone. An Indian farmer is a poor person. 85% of the farmers in India hold less than 2 hectares of land, which means his products, the products which he grows in his 2 hectares, is a negligible amount when concerned about the whole market, which reduces his bargaining power. While the corporates have the upper hand, he sends in the professional, he sends in the negotiator who thinks only about the profit of the corporate. So the farmer is vulnerable to a corporate who is looking for profit. The second argument by government here is that it increases the farmer's chance of more income, because under the APMC, the farmer had to sell his products in the nearby mandi. He had no other option. But the bill gives him that option. He can sell his products anywhere he wants, to any market he wants, any market which will give him his profit. But again, the practical problem is very different. Indian farmers, again, a farmer, a poor farmer, who does not have more than 2 hectares of land, he does not have the money or income or carriage means to take his products to a faraway market which is going to give him more profits. He does not have the storage space to keep his perishable goods for such a long journey and such a long market. So even if he is free, he will be forced to sell at the nearest mandi, and if the intermediary is not present, he will be forced to sell at the price fixed by a corporate, allegedly negotiated by a corporate. The next problem here is the Farmers Agreement of Price Assurance and Farmer Services Bill 2020. Again, another important aspect comes here. The farmer can directly enter into contracts with corporate. This is kind of called as contract farming. The farmer and the corporate sits together and decides a price at which his products can be bought by the corporate. The problem here is that the bill does not state that the agreed price in that negotiation should not be below minimum support price. This makes the farmer vulnerable to corporate with higher negotiating power. In mandis, you have a minimum support price and the auction happens over that. But here, they do not say that there is no MSP. They also don't say that the negotiated price should be over MSP. MSP or minimum support price should be set as the lowest price in a negotiation to remove this fear of farmers. Again, consider MSP is linked to contract farming. Even if it is done, the trade is taking place outside the channels which are actually controlled by government, because earlier the transaction was happening in Mandi, which was controlled by government. Now every farmers are individually entering into contracts with bigger companies, so every transaction is separate and individual, and it becomes quite difficult for government to monitor all of these things. And if there is a breach of contract happening, again this farmer has to go through all the hectic legal procedures to get his money back. The government has recently raised the minimum support price of vintage crops, which is a welcome act. However, this will become redundant if MSP is not linked to contract farming and it is not strictly monitored. So guys, this is my take on the farmer bills which has been passed by the two houses of parliament. You can say that I'm right, you can say that I'm wrong. Please put your opinion in comments. If you like this video, please share it, like it, and support my channel. Thank you.